It's Monday, April 7th, right now on 12 News at 10.
I'm Bianca Bono in the newsroom. We first told you about a hidden camera disguised as a smoke detector found in a Scottsdale Airbnb. Tonight, we hear from the man who found it, and he shows us video of that spy camera.
Day one of witness testimony is complete in the murder conspiracy trial for Lori Vallow Daybell. We'll recap what happened in court.
We have a weather impact alert for the first 100 degrees of the year in the forecast and record-setting heat on the way.
I'm Gabriela Becerra in Phoenix. Allergy season is reaching its peak. Coming up, why a doctor says your symptoms might feel worse this year.
12 News at 10 with Mark Curtis and Caribe Divine starts now.
A 12 News exclusive as we're hearing from an Arkansas man who made a disturbing discovery in the Scottsdale Airbnb that he and his family rented. He found a hidden camera disguised as a smoke detector directly above the bed that he and his wife had just slept in. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Caribe Divine. Mark Curtis has the night off. Airbnb has since pulled the home from its site, but the renter is frustrated by what he describes as a lack of police investigation. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono is joining us live in studio. And Bianca, have any arrests been made?
This happened in March of last year. The family said they discovered videos of several other people in that same bedroom. They want accountability, so they've recently filed a lawsuit, but they believe that hidden camera was criminal and want consequences for the person who installed it.
So here it is, March 16th.
In March of last year,
I'm in our room.
Elliot Young in shock as he recorded the bedroom of the Scottsdale Airbnb he had just spent the night in. He and his family vacationing in the valley from Arkansas for spring training.
It was a nice home with plenty of stuff from me and my kids to enjoy while we're, in the warmer weather.
The large home near Shea Boulevard and 114th Street was perfect until it wasn't. The first red flags, a blocked off bedroom they couldn't get into, and a car out front. But even stranger was the smoke detector directly above the primary bed.
I'm staring at the ceiling. I literally said to my wife, that's a video camera.
Hoping he was wrong, the retired Little Rock police officer investigated, and lo and behold, he was right.
I got up on the bed, reached up, grabbed it. It indeed was a spy camera with an SD card in it.
He then opened the files.
And there's people out there that don't know, but that they were recorded, and their sexual encounters were on that.
He didn't find recordings of him and his wife or their kids, but he looked up the camera online and found it can be accessed remotely and connected to Wi-Fi. He immediately called Scottsdale police.
I'm very pro-police, but the police had very little interest in the case.
As he alerted Airbnb and packed up his family to get out, he wondered why police wouldn't come to the home. So instead, he drove to a Scottsdale station and gave them the camera and memory card.
And said, this is what I found.
Because Young and his family weren't on the memory card, police said they didn't consider them victims. Young questioned, what if they were live streamed?
My concern was that intimate moments between me and my wife were streamed for $19 a month.
Airbnb pulled the home from its site, and police ultimately cited the homeowner for failing to have a proper rental license and failing to respond to an emergency. But more than a year later, no arrests have been made. Young is now seeking accountability through a lawsuit against the homeowner and Airbnb. Airbnb told 12 News they're prepared to assist law enforcement in the investigation, but have yet to hear from police.
You have enough to get a search warrant. Why didn't we get a search warrant?
Scottsdale police say their investigation remains open and active, though they say it appears it was the homeowner and his acquaintances seen in the recorded videos. They're now asking the public, if you believe you visited this home, contact them, as they're looking for victims to come forward. Young fears the investigative window may have closed and wonders if he'll ever know what that hidden camera captured.
It's what keeps us up sometimes at night, is just thinking about that.
And we have asked police a list of follow-up questions, including if they plan to contact Airbnb to perhaps get a list of people who have rented that home, if they believe the people seen in those videos consented to being recorded, and if they've been able to find out if the live stream function was used. I'm told they're working on getting us those answers. We're live in studio. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
All right, very disturbing story. Bianca, thank you. Well, our temperatures are heating up across the valley this week as we prepare for our first 100-degree day of 2025. Meteorologist Chris Dunn is here with a first look at our weather impact forecast. So, Chris, you think we'll do it this week?
Yeah, I do. Unlike about a week and a half ago when we were making a run at 100, we only hit 99 that time. This time, we're going to hit 100 by Thursday. So steadily stepping through the 90s on Tuesday and Wednesday, and we'll get there. And Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we have a weather impact alert in effect for 100 degrees plus in the afternoon. Now, the mornings will be nice and cool in the 60s and the 70s. But it's just the afternoon, the upper 90s and the low 100s. That's record territory. So you need to just limit your time outdoors and just kind of take it easy. We're not acclimated to that kind of heat just yet. 100 would tie the record on Thursday. 102 will break the record of 99 on Friday, and 100 will break the record of 99 on Saturday. And by the way, that record was set back in 1936. Buckeye tomorrow at 93, Scottsdale 92, Queen Creek 91, and Casa Grande also at 91 degrees tomorrow with low temperatures in the 50s and the 60s. Allergy index has been very high, as well as dry skin, and the heat risk minor, but that will be elevated as we get into the upcoming weekend. Caribe?
Yeah, Chris, and to make things even more challenging, as the temperatures warm up, the valley is also entering peak allergy season. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra is live in downtown Phoenix with why our systems might feel a little bit worse this year. Gabby?
Well, Caribe, the pollen count was high this year, or today rather, but the wind speed was rather low, so your allergies may not have felt as bad. But if you take a look at this map, we're completely covered in red. Doctors say that's typical for this time of year.
Look at this, my man. This one is asking for trouble. Look at all of these.
Trees are blooming.
That's an allergist's dream right there.
And pollen is in the air.
This season so far seems to be particularly bad.
Dr. Frank Lavecchio says the spring and allergies go hand in hand.
Believe it or not, people used to move here because there was a lack of allergies. You know, there was decreased allergies. And the thing that makes it worse this year versus the others is the pollen count.
But allergies seem to have grown right alongside the city.
We're a victim of our own success. The city is growing and growing and growing. There's more trees in here.
Tiny particle matters on the pollen is what can cause runny noses and itchy eyes.
The most common thing that we see is allergic rhinitis. That's a fancy word to say that it clogs up your nose. I sound like I'm having it right now, and it's true.
The good news, typical seasonal allergies can usually be treated at home.
First line is usually some type of non-sedating antihistamine and or some spray, nasal spray like a Flonase.
Despite their allergy-inducing qualities in the spring, Lavecchio says these trees are very important in the summer.
We need the trees in Phoenix because we could be talking about another problem, which is heat that's coming around the corner. And trees kind of help us. It's much cooler in the shade where we are right now than right out there in the sun.
And if you have allergies, Lavecchio really encourages you to check the pollen count every single day. And on days that it's really high, maybe stay inside with the windows closed. If you have to go outside, he suggests coming home and showering right away. Live in downtown Phoenix, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
All right, thanks for the warning and the tips. Gabby, thank you. Well, tears and some tense moments in court today as witnesses began testifying in the murder conspiracy case against the so-called doomsday mom, Lori Vallow Daybell. She's already been convicted of killing her children in Idaho. Now, Maricopa County prosecutors said that her extreme religious beliefs and desire for money led Vallow Daybell and her brother into a plot to kill her fourth husband, Charles Vallow, in Chandler back in 2019. 12 News journalist Erica Stapleton has been tracking the case for years and was in court today to see it all.
A packed courtroom watched as Lori Vallow Daybell represented herself against a prosecutor who said text messages and other evidence would prove she conspired with her brother to kill her fourth husband, Charles Vallow. In court, a tearful Lori Vallow Daybell said the death of her husband, Charles Vallow, was a tragedy, that he was killed in self-defense. But the prosecutor said he died because Lori Vallow Daybell and her brother, Alex Cox, conspired to kill him. Charles Vallow was killed in Lori's home in Chandler in 2019 when her brother, Alex Cox, shot him. Prosecutor Trina Kay argued the two planned the shooting so Lori could get Charles's life insurance payout and be with her current husband, Chad Daybell. The prosecutor said that Charles came to the house to take their son JJ to school, but Lori took Charles's phone to keep him inside the house so her brother could shoot him. Lori's brother was already staying at the house, and the prosecutor said he was prepared with his gun and extra magazines.
Lori Vallow is why Alex was able to shoot Charles. Lori Vallow is why Charles is dead.
But Lori's story is different, saying Charles was the aggressor, that he used a bat to hit her brother in the head. In body camera video obtained by 12 News, Alex Cox told police that's how he got this injury. Cox died before police ever pressed charges in this case, but Lori argued in court today that her brother acted in self-defense.
Self-defense is not a crime. A family tragedy is not a crime. It's a tragedy.
Of course, this is a lot for a jury to take in, and there were other tense moments once witnesses started taking the stand. The state's first two witnesses were Chandler police officers who described both Lori and Alex's behavior at the crime scene as calm and nonchalant despite Charles's death. Lori spent time cross-examining both witnesses, with the state often objecting to her questions or statements. The last witness of the day was a Chandler firefighter who was the first to perform CPR on Charles Vallow. His testimony is expected to continue Tuesday, with Lori Vallow Daybell cross-examining him. Erica Stapleton, 12 News.
All right, Erica, thank you. And remember, you can watch the entire trial every day exclusively on 12 Plus. Just download the app on your TV and watch for free. That's every night at 8:30. We'll also have daily recaps and analysis about what happened in the courtroom. Again, that's exclusively on streaming app 12 Plus.